Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got a new Cardfight Vanguard video for you guys today. And today we are doing something I didn't think I'd be doing, which is taking another look at Lisciafael. So anybody who's kept an eye on my channel knows that I was struggling with Lisciafael and I just could not get a win with it. But she got a new card, you know, kind of revealed in the anime. Technically the card was already announced, but now we have it and now we got to try it. So I decided to take another look at it on stream, and this is what we ended up with. We took some recommendations, and the deck came out pretty fire. Honestly, it's pretty bonkers once I got my hands on it. And people are saying it's considered the best lyrical deck in the game, and yeah, so here we are. So we're gonna cover the deck build, talk about the card choices, and then of course jump into a game. So if you guys enjoy this kind of content, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's jump in, let's talk about it. So up first we have our ride line. It was recommended to me, the Wallista ride line. It's good, but I could also see an argument to use Lisciafael's ride line. But for anybody that doesn't know what the Wallista ride line does, real quick, grade 0, basic grade 0, you go second, you draw a card. Grade 1 only works when the grade 2 rides on top of it. So what it does is when it's rode upon, you take a card from your hand, you put into soul, and you search a gem card. Now in this deck, we're only playing one, which is Crossing Luminaries. It's treated as a gem card. The grade 2 says when you play a gem card, you get to draw a card. So the gem card is a grade 2 or a grade 1 order. And what it does is when you play it, if you have a Wallista Vanguard, it goes to soul. You get to draw a card and get to give your Vanguard 5k power. So the way it works is you ride grade 2, take a card from your hand, put it into soul. You search Crossing Luminaries, you play Crossing Luminaries, it goes to soul. You draw an addition, you draw a card, you give the Vanguard 5k, and then the grade 2 says because you played a gem, you draw an additional card. So you basically get to replace the 2 cards you just put into soul, giving you 2 extra soul, which this deck, Lisciafael wants 6 cards in soul at a minimum on turn 3, especially if you went second. Not so much if you went first, but because her divine skill requires you to have 6 cards in soul. But let's talk about the queen herself. Destined with Supremacy, Lisciafael. For anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to cover what these cards do. For anybody that doesn't know what these cards do, I'm going to cover their effects real quick. I know we have a lot of Vanguard pros, you guys can skip ahead, but I also have, you know, people from other card games and people that don't necessarily play Lyrical that I'm just going to run through it real quick. So auto Vanguard, once per turn when this unit attacks while not boosted, Energy Blast 3, put 2 more rearguards into soul. This unit gets drive +1 until end of turn, and then 5k power for every card put into the soul this way or for this cost. And then her divine skill, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked a grade 3 or greater unit. If your soul has 6 or more cards, Counter Blast 1, stay on this unit, gets drive -2, and until end of this fight, you, the player, get all of your Vanguards with Lisciafael and their card name, get 5k power and +1 crit active on your opponent's turn as well. So when you use your divine skill, you get an extra attack, you get a 4th to drive check, and then you have defensive power for the rest of the game, as well as an extra critical for the rest of the game. Now, as far as the deck build, we're playing our 3 Persona rides, of course. We're playing Caplina. I actually kind of like this card. I had 2 spaces open and I wasn't sure what to play. I decided to play her because I think she has a solid skill. When she's put from the rearguard to the soul, which is going to be by Lisciafael's skill, she gives all your front row 5k until end of turn. So not bad. It also applies the power to Lisciafael, which is nice. Striga. Striga is bonkers. She is, you know, the Lyrical Tethfault clone. And when I first made Lisciafael, I wanted to use her. Because Lisciafael didn't have as much soul support at the time, I struggled with the deck, and there would be times where I would pull myself out of my divine skill by accident because I'm stupid. But now the deck feels so coherent that Striga is just nasty in it. So what Striga does is, if it's played on the rearguard, other than by unit's ability, if you played a normal order this turn, we're actually playing a bunch of normal orders. So Blast 1, you check the top 5 cards of your deck for a unit card with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. Call it to rearguard. If it's a unit card, if it's not a unit card, so it's an order, you get to add it to hand. Doesn't care if it's a Regalis piece either. And then its second skill is auto rearguard. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can Counter Blast 1, draw a card, and it gets 10,000 power. I used to think that skill is really bad because this deck would Counter Blast like crazy, but it's got its own counter charge, and it feels really easy to use now. Albina is our multi-attacker, probably our most important rearguard. When you have Lisciafael Vanguard, she has 5k on both players' turns. Once per turn, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lisciafael attacks, if your front row has no other rearguard, you Counter Blast 1, you stand this unit, and if your opponent's at grade 3, she gets 10k. So somebody pointed this out to me that you can do with her. That's really, really cool. So you can swing with your first rearguard column, You could swing with your Vanguard, get your triple drive skill, stack all your triggers on Albina on your divine skill turn, restand Lisciafael with her divine skill, swing with Albina, the pumped up Albina, swing with Lisciafael. Because you swung with the Vanguard, you can then restand Albina. So you can make a monster out of her before you get your extra attacks in. We're playing the one copy of our ace unit, Octavia. This is probably the best ace unit. What she does is once per game, when she's called a rear guard, she gets 5,000 power until end of turn. You can Energy Blast 3, draw a card, and choose one of your rear guards, and she gives it the skill that at the end of turn, it bounces back to your hand. Doesn't care about your opponent's grade, doesn't care what the unit you give it to is. Really, really flexible. And then its normal skill is auto. When this unit attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, until end of turn, she gets 5,000 power. If 2 or more of your rear guards are placed this turn, she gets an additional 5,000 power. So here's the new card, Almira. Again, this was already announced, but we didn't see it till the anime because I wasn't looking at the Lisciafael cards. But auto when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lisciafael and its card name, choose up to 1 card from your drop, put it into the soul, and this unit gets 5,000 power. Super easy. Extra soul support for free. That's the biggest thing about both of her skills. They're 100% free, and she combos really, really well with the grade 1 we'll be talking about in a little bit. And then her second skill is auto when this unit is put from rear guard into the soul by the ability to grade 3 or greater Vanguard with the Lisciafael and its card name. Choose one of your back row rear guards and stand it. That is basically just to make Albina bigger. But then we have our PGs, and then Baltiel. This is our second most important rear guard. During the battle, this unit boosted a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with the Lisciafael and its card name. This unit gets 5,000 power. When this unit is put from rear guard to soul, by the ability of your Vanguard with the Lisciafael and its card name, draw a card, and if you did not countercharge this turn, countercharge 1. She's our main countercharger. She's hyper important because this deck does kind of bless like crazy. Nelnia. I thought this card was really bad, mostly because of how much the deck counterblast, but especially now with the new grade 2, this card is bonkers. When this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lisciafael and its card name, counterblast 1, choose a grade 2 or less normal unit with a different card name from this unit, and without Sentinel from your soul, you put it into your hand and you may soul charge 1. So you can get back combo pieces, you can get back guard. Sorry, it has to be normal unit, but you can get back anything you want to be able to mend your board with because you're putting a bunch of rear guards to soul. Then second effect, when this unit boosts, if you have a grade 3 greater Vanguard with Lisciafael and its card name, Soul Blast 2, and this unit gets 10,000 power till end of that battle. So the new grade 2 puts any card from drop into soul, and then you can then call it out with this. So it makes it really, really easy to combo out and get the boards that you want to get, which is also how we pick the order for the deck. Fire Regalis can use it from hand or drop. You remove it, doesn't count as your order for turn. When you play it, it removes it. You check top 5, you call a card because we don't really care about the glitter skill. If you didn't call a card, you get to draw a card anyway, so it replaces itself, or it gives you +1 to hand if you're playing it from drop. High Five. This is the card that made me really want to look at this deck. So you play this order with a counterblast 1, but if you have a Vanguard with a divine skill, which Lisciafael does, you play it without playing the cost. You play it without paying the cost. But you bind it, draw a card. But you bind it, you play it from hand or drop, you bind it. You draw a card, you choose a card from your hand, you reveal it. If it's a unit card and it's grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, you can call it. If not, you discard it. But if you called it and your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, the unit you called gains a skill that when it leaves the field for any reason, you choose one of your units and it gets 5,000 power. And it gains its own 5,000 power. So it gives a 5k boost, and then when you swing with Lisciafael, putting the card into soul, guess what? You then get to give something 5,000 power. So it draws you a card, calls a dude from hand, pumps it up, and then pumps up an additional rear guard when it leaves the rear guard. Obviously, Elementary Sanctitude, grade 3 deck, Crossing Illumirates, now the triggers. So the deck pluses a lot. Mostly it's superior calls, not as much draw, but still plenty of draw. So we don't need draw triggers. So we're playing the fronts for defensive power. We don't need soul fronts. The deck builds soul like you wouldn't believe. And then of course, crits and heals. Now, we're playing purple OT. There is an argument to be made for red OT, but for anybody that's been on my channel, been in any of my streams, you guys have heard me talk about purple OT versus red OT. For you guys that haven't been there, basically the explanation is this. If you have a deck that always has a front row standing when your Vanguard swings, you play the red OT. For example, right, Raziel. Even if you have no board, Raziel is going to call dudes to your front row on swing. So you will have a standing rear guard for red OT. This deck is not the case. This deck does have plenty of superior call, but you will not always have an Albina. You may end up with a handful of triggers and not be able to call anything because that's just not what she does. Also, in decks that remove their own rear guards, such as Varda Dragress, or in this case, Lisciafael, putting cards into the soul, you're going to have that open rear guard circle to call a card with 4 nicks. With red OT, you can either give it to a standing rear guard, or you call a card from hand, and you draw a card, call a card from hand, and it gains 10,000. With nicks, you're basically doing the same thing, except you're also getting to heal the damage, and you're already removing the rear guard, so you're not going to have to call over a rear guard to get the extra attack, or the extra 100 million attack. Like, it's just, for this deck specifically, with the way it plays, Nyx is just better. If you guys think of an argument for a different one, let me know down in the comments. But anyway, this is the deck build. Hope you guys like it. Let's go jump into a game. All right, guys, we got a game, but it looks like we're going second. We're going to send all of this back. We're going to keep, do we keep the grade 1? Yeah. All right, this hand is okay. We're missing some of our early game cards, but it's not bad. Ooh, this deck is crazy aggressive. Can I beat this? We'll find out. I've only played against this deck one time in real life. Oh no, it's Odium. All right, cool. It had me scared. All right, we're gonna drop and ride. And then we get to draw. Not bad. It's Odium, so we're just gonna beat the shit out of her. We're gonna call, we're gonna go battle phase, and we're gonna swing. You know what? I'm okay with it. At least it's gone. Ooh, and we got Striga. Let's go. We have a powerful next turn. Because we're going to discard High Five for Ride. We'll put a card from our hand into Soul. We'll get our order. We'll activate it. We'll draw 2 cards. Then we'll call Striga to call off the top to keep the pressure on. That's a good fucking card. Ooh, they can't call anything because they have no counter blast. That's kind of good for turn 2. You know what? That's kind of good for turn 2. I don't need any counter blasts for my turn 2, so I might just guard this. Oh, he's gonna pump it up. That's fine. Is he gonna swing at the rear guard? No, he's gonna swing the Vanguard. All right, we're gonna take that. Heal trigger, I'm fine with it. I'm not fine with me getting healed, but hey. He gets to get a draw. All right, let's do this. We're gonna discard High Five to ride. Skill. What do we put to Soul, though? It's gonna have to be the heal. Unfortunate. We're gonna add this to hand. Shuffle. Now we go main phase. Gonna move you back. We're gonna play. Skill. We're going to put you into the Soul. We're going to draw. And you're gonna gain 5k. And then skill. We draw another card. At least we replaced the defense, and we got a really good card for our next turn. All right, let's go. Do I want to call? You know what? I'm gonna call Striga here. Skill. No, you know what? I'll call her here just in case. Just in case we get bunk. Soul Blast 1. It really don't matter what. Look at the top 5. I'll call Albina. She can attack, and I can intercept with her, and then I can do cute combo next turn with her. Yeah. Critical, we love to see it. Love to see it. That's fine, just don't get another one. Word. What I meant by cute combo is that I can, if I intercept with her or she gets attacked or retired, I can use our new grade 2 and basically do the combo that was in the anime, where basically she called this new grade 2, put Albina into the Soul, then use the grade 1 to counterblast, call Albina from the Soul, and to help build her board. So she was able to aim for what she wanted to call. And honestly, with our opponent at 2 damage, if we can amass a strong enough board, I might just Divine Skill on our turn 3. And if I could Divine Skill turn 3, that'll make defending a lot easier because we'll be at 18k base. Though the numbers that Odium can hit are pretty beefy. but we might need all the defense we can get against their divine skill. So we'll see what we look like after their turn. Okay, so they're dumping there from the regress. They have one already in drop. Okay, they're playing this one. They're drawing a card. I guess they don't know that the regress gauge is this right. This is their regress right here. They don't need to put it in the order zone. But as far as I can tell, they have 2. Odium's gonna put 3. So if they have a Distorted Bane in hand, they'll get 4. If not, they'll have to wait. Oh, they just added one back with this. That grade 1. Yep, added back from the drop. So they have Distorted Bane for the following turn. So Divine Skill is next turn. It is live. That's it. Oh, I got to call the grade 2. I was gonna say that's it for offense. That would have been crazy. But now they gotta put a card into the regress. Grade 1's fine. All right, what you got? They only get the front row gains 5k. Oh, this gains 5k for existing 2. Yeah, that grade 1 patience. I used to think that card was ass. I was wrong. I was very wrong. So the reason the front row is getting 10k is because Distorted Bane gives 5k to all the rear guards. The grade 2 gets 5k on its own, and so does the grade 1. All right, I am going to guard this. It's 25 and 30. And we're gonna no guard the Vanguard. She's gonna put that into the regress gauge and she gets triple drive. So we're gonna go no guard. Alright. I don't like that they get to heal, but it is what it is. Do we need a third counterblast? No, we don't. So we're gonna guard and intercept. Keep the damage light. And it's because we want to be able to call. Ooh, that top deck is crazy. All right, main phase. All right, now we can do cool things. Now we can do cool things because now we're going to go like this. We're going to go reveal, bind. So we can play that from the drop. So we're going to draw a card, call a card from hand. It's going to gain 5k. And now it gains the skill that when it leaves the rear guard, it gives something else 5k. And then we're going to go skill. We're going to put Albina into the soul. And now she's going to gain an additional 5k power. How many cards do we have in soul? 5. Beautiful. Now we're going to call our grade 1. Skill. Counterblast. Call from the soul. No, I'm sorry. Doesn't call, it goes to hand. And then soul charge with 1. And then we're going to call her. Now she gains 5k off her own skill. She gains 5k when she boosts, and this can gain 10k when attacking, when boosting. But let me make sure I have enough rear guards. So if I swing and Soul Blast 2, that put me down to 3. Move to an, I won't be able to Divine Skill, and I kind of want a Divine Skill. So we're just gonna go to battle phase, and we're gonna swing. I guess I could have called another rear guard with this, with the Fire Regalis, but I want to save that for next turn. All right, looks good. 33 is next. Now that I think about it, I should have waited on this. I could have stacked triggers on it if I was playing on Divine Skilling this turn. Skill. Energy Blast 3 to the soul. To the soul. Plus 10k, plus 1 drive. Soul. We're gonna go reveal to draw a card. Countercharge 1. And then reveal. She's gonna restand. She's gonna give 5k power here, and then skill, counterblast, restand, and power plus 10k because our opponent's at grade 3. And then plus 1 drive. I guess I could have called the grade 3 of the back row as well. If I called the grade 3 of the back row, then I could have gained 5k to my front row as well. 2, 4, 6, 8. They have 10 cards in hand. It's pretty good. we might be able to push through. We'll have to see. That's 33. That's 48. That's 2 to pass. I don't know if I would have did that. I would have perfect guarded. 33, 48, 63. Damn. All right. 63 sounds good. That's OT to pass. All right. 3 drive checks. First check. Second check. Critical. We'll put all that over here. And third check. All right. Now we'll go 48. Oh, wait, skill. Soul Blast 2. For a plus 10k power. 58 for 2, pretty good, pretty good. All right, there's the PG. Makes sense. Definitely glad I didn't Divine Skill this turn. We'll Divine Skill next turn with our Persona Ride. They're probably going to kill Albina if they have the grade 3. Why can't I think of Anachronis? If they have Anachronis, they're going to kill Albina. If they don't, that's awesome. But even if they do, we have high 5 to draw us to another card and call. We can call off a Striga, and then we can also do Fire Regalis to rebuild our board. So, I mean, I'm not super worried about it. We just need to get through this Divine Skill turn. We can get through this Divine Skill turn, we'll be all right. I would ideally like to take as few hits as possible on this turn. All right, there's their Regress. Vanguard gets 10k and they get to draw. Especially on the second turn, I would. It's like, do I want to take more hits this turn or next turn? I feel like damage triggers are going to be more impactful next turn, so I want to limit the amount I'll take this turn. They can call the grade 2 back out from. Oh, there's Anachronis. I would like to. Ooh, they're going to do that. They're going to kill that right away. That's a good card. Are they going to kind of blast retire? Oh, they're going to call from the soul. They're calling from the soul. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess it depends if they're going. They're probably going to swing Anachronis first and retire my rear guard. That would make the most sense. In which case, I will then perfect guard the Vanguard and the rear guard. All right, let's see what happens here. 38 is big. That's thick. Yep, there it is. No. Yep, there it is. Okay, and then I'm gonna retire. Bye, Albina. You did good. All right, we're gonna take the 1 damage. I would have liked that card. I would have liked that card a lot. All right, we're gonna perfect guard, discarding the grade 3 because we have the other copy. Oops, I should have waited. That was rude. Okay. So they Soul Blasted, bounce back, put Anachronis in. All right, cool. 1, 2, front trigger, 3. Okay. You know what? This is for 1 damage. I'm gonna take it. Save the PG for next turn. There's the Divine Skill. Or do I want to be able to sit on 3? You know, let me see how many crits they've been through. 1, 2, 3. They've been through 3, 4 crits. 4 crits. 5 crits. 5 crits. You know what? Yeah, we'll do that. Yep. Now divine skill, calling out boy. I feel like we're gonna hit the damage triggers here and we're gonna be good to go. So they're putting a card from the rear guard into the regress, and now they're calling out Anachronis. He put in another distorted bane to pump the Vanguard. We're gonna take the Vanguard and hope we don't get crit to death. As long as we don't get crit to death, we should be okay, because we can take 2 hits and only have to guard 1. Pretty sure the divine skill automatically draws you a card, but that's fine. I'm not gonna complain about it. Now, next turn might be rough unless we can rip Albina. If we rip Albina, next turn's gonna be fire. All right, you've been through 5 criticals. If you still crit me, you got it. Dope. And we get a heal trigger, and we get the fucking heal. All right, we live through the divine skill turn. I don't have to guard a single attack. I called it about the damage triggers. I called it. This is gonna be 43. We got another damage trigger. That's a 1 card guard. All right, that's dead. We'll take this one too. And 43 is supposed to 38. Yeah, we'll take it. I didn't want to take that last one, but we didn't get another damage trigger, which is surprising. Okay, we got another high 5 in hand. All right, Persona Ride. If we can get the grade 1 too, that'd be dope. So you know what we're gonna do here? We're gonna use the high 5 in our grave. Reveal. Bind. So we're gonna draw a card. We're gonna call her again. We're gonna go. She's gonna gain 5k and she gains the skill. Then we're gonna go skill. We're gonna put Albina back into the soul. Because if we get the grade 1 off of any of our skills, we're in the money. So now we're gonna go, or if we get Albina, we're fine. We're gonna go reveal, move, top 5. I will actually call this. That's a really good card. Then we're gonna go Striga, skill. Well, hold on, I don't think I shuffled. Deck shuffle. All right, so Striga, Soul Blast 1. Look at top 5. Damn, we didn't get her. I don't think Striga can call herself. No, she can call herself, but if she's revealed by a unit ability, it doesn't really do much for us. So I could call a trigger for a booster. I think I'm going to. As much as I don't want to. And then we'll call the grade 3 to pump up the front row as well. All right, so here's what we're gonna do here. I should have hit main phase, but we're just gonna go straight to battle phase. How do I want to do this? Because I have to do her skill on swing, which means I would lose the draw and counter charge. But I don't really have anything that counter blast besides Striga. So let's just go like this. Let's go. You know what? Fuck it. We'll lose out in the draw. We're going skill. 1, 2, 3. To the soul. To the soul. Give our Vanguard 10k. Drive +1. No, I forgot about high 5. We could have made this a huge ass column. Oh well. Shit happens. I fucked up. That was a misplay. I should have swung with this column first. Triple drive. 1. And that's why you do that. So I fucked that up. I fucked that up hard. Because I could have removed the front row rear guard, and this would have been an open slot for an extra attack, and now we lose an extra attack. So we're gonna give the power to Vanguard. We're gonna add this back to hand. And oh shit. Because we can't clear out our front row. Dude, I fucked up so hard here. And we're gonna give 10k power here. Second check. Third check. I fucked that up so hard. If I had cleared out that empty rearguard circle, we could have gotten an extra attack with Albina. We could have got 2 extra attacks. Divine skill. So we counterblast, she restands, she has an extra critical, she swings, we get PG'd. Because I fucked up so hard. Yep. And we already know they drove check the PG. Front trigger's nice. So now this has power plus 5, and we go 48. 48's a good number. It'd be better if they didn't. I wish they didn't get the damage trigger, but now we're gonna go skill, counterblast. This gets plus 10, and we draw a card, and then skill, soul blast 2, and gets another 10k. All right, she gets 10k. Yeah, that's a big number. 68. That's pretty good. If we lose this, you guys can 100% blame all my misplays on that last turn. So 53, 68, 73. Wait, is that enough? That's 20k. That's 53, 68. Yeah, that's enough. I fucked that up so hard, man. Not only should that I have one with that over trigger, the fact is, by not clearing out my front row, even if I had called the Albino from hand, I couldn't get the extra attack, but she requires your front row to not have an extra rear guard. So I could, just did it so wrong. We could have actually called the Albina and gave it the 100 million. Granted, divine skill's over, so we don't have to worry about that, but fuck. All right, let's see how many crits they've been through now. 1, 2, 3, 4 crits there, 5 crits there, 6 crits there, 7. So they have 1 crit left with 7 cards left in deck. We still have a pretty hefty amount of triggers in deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10, 11 with the OT. So we still have 5 triggers in deck. That's a pretty good ratio for us. We're gonna take the Vanguard. The Vanguard's the smallest hit. The Vanguard is the smallest hit. I mean, if we live through this turn, we pretty much win because Odium's got 6 cards left in deck, but we'll see. He put Anachronos into the soul. Yeah. He's thinning out the deck to try and hit triggers. I don't know what's in his hand, but if he has the last critical trigger, then yeah, that's awesome. Now that's 36, that's a number. Front row's still gaining plus 15k though. That's gonna actually gain plus 20, that's gonna gain even more because it's the ace unit. So yeah, the rear guards are what we're gonna have to take. But how are we gonna do this? Because we have to guard at least one of them. And they're all massive. 51, 33, 48. All right, so we'll have 1 intercept. We can use our front row because we have ways to replace it. Then we'll have to dump everything on the Vanguard swing and pray they don't get the crit. Oh, they're swinging Vanguard first. All right, never mind. Let's go. Oh, they put another one in. And giving them another 10k. Wait, how'd they do that? Oh, they use an Anachronos they already had in there. Okay. So 46. All right, so we can go. This is hard. All right, let me think. We're gonna go. How many triggers have they been through all together? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. Let me split thinking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And they hit over trigger, so that's 14. They probably have one in hand that's 15, so there's one trigger left. If they get it, they get it. Because I don't think we can guard these rear guards. So that's 33. That's 48. Oh shit, you're right. Yes. Well, that actually matters. Alright, so this is going to be 33. 38. 53? That's still one to pass. If we intercept, you know what? We'll do one to pass and pray. Ah, there it is. I mean, we take a damage, we don't die necessarily. Never mind, he got the crit too. He got the last 2 triggers in his deck. I must have miscounted somewhere. Whoops, I think I just put the card on top of my deck. GG. Alright, unfortunate. Alright guys, that is it for the game. Unfortunately, we did not get to clutch it. Maybe I could have divine skilled earlier and made myself a little more defensive, maybe saved the PG. But that last turn was an absolute mistake. I wanted you guys to see what the deck can do, and I promise you this deck keeps up. I'm just ass. Let me know how you guys feel about Lisciafael. I am woefully impressed with this deck and how much it's evolved now. I definitely feel like it's a contender. It feels super powerful, and it makes me jealous because, you know, Chris Ray is my favorite of the Fated Destined ones, you know, Divine Skills. So I need her to get some love, which she's supposed to on this week's episode. If you guys want to check me out on social media, those links are down below. If you guys want to see me play some Cardfight Vanguard live, come by the next live stream. Next Cardfight Vanguard live stream should be Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would love to have you. That's going to be it from me. I'll catch you guys next video. Later.
In my eyes, I was born for this. I got demons on my side, you ain't high like this. I got reason to believe, I don't need it from my gifts. Only I can change the world and it go like this.